Hey Rare Drops, 𝐒𝐤𝐮𥦗 here. As many of you may know, I absolutely love PSO2's fashion. That's what most of my content is based on, and I'm pretty sure at least a third of my game time in PSO2 is time that I've spent in the salon. And for those of you who don't know me, hello, my name is 𝐒𝐤𝐮. I may or may not have an addiction to the salon. I don't see it as an addiction, I see it more as a commitment. But anyway, in this video, we're gonna talk about some things I think we absolutely need in fashion, as well as some other quality of life features that would be really nice to have, and changes that we've been begging for a really long time. I have to say, I'm actually really surprised it took us this long to make this video because as much as we talk about this on my live streams, I never really thought about sitting down and discussing all of these things that we need all at once. So I already talked about this in the previous video, but I'm really excited for this and I can't stop thinking about it. I'm so happy that we're finally getting a fix for the poofiness that you get around the hip area with outerwear and basewear. That's really cool. That's something that I feel like should have been fixed a while ago, but I am very happy that they're finally addressing this because everyone I know who really enjoys fashion in this game, that is one of their biggest complaints. I really hope they continue to make changes like this when it comes to fashion. And I think that honestly, some of these quality of life features that we ask for with fashion are overlooked and they're not prioritized because we have such extensive and detailed character creation and we constantly get AC and SG scratches with more fashion. I think the mindset there is that we're happy because we're getting so many things, but realistically getting so much fashion in the game and feeling limited to what you can do with the fashion makes it feel a bit off balance. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where you feel like you should be happy, you're getting every single thing that you want, but like deep down, you're just not completely happy about it. And don't get me wrong, I love the fashion. I boast about the fashion all the time. This isn't me complaining. This is me trying to talk about fashion from a different viewpoint. Because of course, from Sega's viewpoint, we should be more than happy with what we have. And the thing is, we all appreciate it, but we'd love to see more. One of the things that we've all been talking about for so long is the ability to have more accessory slots, more body paint slots, and more makeup slots. So let's start with accessory slots. The problem is that there's no easy solution for this, right? If every player is allowed to use as many accessories as they want, then that causes problems with the game itself, with processing load, and having accessories off as the only option to resolve this causes even more problems because the reason we wanted more accessory slots is because we like our accessories. I think upping the amount of points you can have for accessories wouldn't be too bad if they up it by anywhere between 2 to 4, so that means like 20 to 22 points. I personally would love to see 24 to 25 points, but that is a little bit much to ask for. A lot of base game accessories as well as early NGS accessories cost way more than they seem to be worth. Like you have some really good stuff, but as an example, I use the 𝐒𝐤𝐮𝐿 horn. And then once I add other parts of my signature look, like the earrings as well as the nails, we don't have a lot of room left. So I'm kind of limited on what I can do moving forward, or I would have to take away something that's a part of my main look. And I definitely don't want to have to do that. So yeah, either giving us more points or making certain accessories cost less would make a lot of people very happy. Now on the topic of body paint. So the problem with body paint is that there's only 2 slots, but there's so many different types of things that are classified as body paint. Like we have gloves, we have tights, tattoos, all that stuff. And I always believe in the rule of 3s when it comes to fashion. So it would be really nice if they gave us 1 more slot at least. 2 more would be great, but 1 more would make sense. Or alternatively, they could give us a different category for things like stockings. Maybe it could be under layering wear, or they can do things like tattoos, and that could possibly be under skin. But tattoos make a little bit more sense being body paint than like stockings and gloves. And then makeup has the same issue too. Like this is definitely a rule of 3s things, eyes, lips, face, and you only have 2 slots. I'm really happy that the makeup that I like the most covers both eyes and lips. Combination makeup is a lifesaver in this situation. So I think this is a situation where we need at least one more slot, or we need to categorize things differently. So things like beauty marks and scars on your face don't count as makeup, but it would be somewhere like in the section for skin. Some of these changes are so small it almost doesn't feel worth it to use an entire makeup slot. And I know that's why personally I have a lot of makeup that I don't use and I would absolutely love to. It's just because I could always justify putting something else with more in that slot. And this issue is the same with accessories and body paint too. Another thing I'd like to see, and me and my viewers were just talking about this on Twitch, but it would be super cool if you could save hair colors with your looks. You have to use a pass to change your hair color, which already sucks. I don't feel like that really needs a salon pass, but we'll talk about salon and color change passes later. But back to hair, since it uses a pass, it's a little unfair that you can't save it with specific looks. If you decide one look looks really good with white hair and your other look looks really good with black hair, you have to change the hair color in the salon every single time. And it's not that we don't get enough salon passes, like I have a bajillion salon passes. It's just the fact that we have to use it to make that change. You can save up to 10 looks if you're free to play, and if you're premium, you can have up to 30. It only makes sense that at least a few of these different looks would have different hair colors with them. It's not necessary to take it quite that far and change the hair color with every outfit. But I know if you play like me, I like to make my outfits drastically different. And sometimes that does include hair color, eye color, etc. So we mentioned passes earlier. The system with passes definitely needs to be reworked. There's no way around that. It needs to be reworked. So salon passes are used to make any changes that require SG in the salon, such as changing your body, changing your face type, changing your hair color, so on. And if you don't have a salon pass, it costs 100 SG, which I feel like is reasonable, but with having such extensive character creation, like you could only expect people want to make changes often, right? And that's why they give us so many salon passes. I think the salon should just be free, period. Actually, one of my favorite events that they do is use the salon to your heart's content, which is when they let you use the salon for a limited amount of time, and it doesn't use any salon passes or SG when you make those kinds of changes. It does still require a color change pass if you make any color changes. And on the subject of color change passes, where do we start with this? I'm just gonna start with some things that I would like to see with colors. I think by default, when you start the game, you go through the character creator, blah, 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 you should be able to just make a color palette. And what I mean is you choose a few colors, maybe let's just say 3, and you pick the colors you really like and you want to use for everything. Similar to how the cast part colors work, but just a general palette. When you use colors from your palette, it does not cost a color change pass. And if you want to change those colors, or maybe use a color on a specific outfit that isn't a part of the palette, then it can require a color change pass. But every single time you change your color, you need a pass. For premium users, you have, I think it's an hour after you change a color in the salon to go back and adjust it. I think premium users should not have to use a pass. I think premium users should not require a salon pass or a color change pass for anything. Like, as much as I want the salon to be free for everyone, I understand what Sega needs. Get your money. This is a free-to-play game. You guys maintain it very well. But premium needs more value in general. And I think just being able to have more freedom with fashion, which is a very big focus in this game, would put a lot of value into premium, and people wouldn't mind getting premium just to not be inconvenienced by having to use passes. This also puts more value into scratch tickets that include color change passes. People will want that a little bit more because they need the pass if they're free to play, or again, they'll just go premium. Color change passes should also be able to be bought in the AC shop. I think that would be a really good idea, as long as they still give color change passes at the rate that they currently give us passes. It would be cool just for the sake of convenience to be able to buy one from the shop. And I feel like that would be really good for their pockets too, because players don't feel forced to get a color change pass. But if they just want to get one and they'd rather swipe, I know that there are many people who would be willing to do that. Another thing I want to talk about is doing things outside of the salon. I love the route that they're going with this. And the next thing I would love to see is the ability to change colors outside of the salon. Having a color palette or something like that, like we talked about earlier, would help with this. Players could choose from their 3 set colors, and if they want anything outside of that, they can go back to the salon. Which brings me to another thing I would like to see. I would absolutely love the ability to go to the salon from anywhere. I think that would be really cool. However, this isn't something that I feel like is a necessity because we can re-euchre to the city whenever we want. And on top of that, you can put go to the salon in your quick menu, so you don't even have to walk to the counter. And that pretty much wraps up what I want to say in this video. I really enjoyed our last discussion video about the new fashion changes, and if you guys like this, I could definitely do this more often, whether it be about fashion, creative spaces, or other things that we like. Thank you all so much for listening to me ramble about fashion. If you guys want to hear me ramble about fashion more, you can always check out my Twitch streams. We talk about fashion a lot, and according to my viewers, I'm always in the salon, so maybe you'll be able to watch me make an outfit live. You guys have been hella supportive. I haven't been really like seriously making YouTube content until more recently, and we've grown a lot. So I hope I can continue making content that you guys enjoy, and I hope everyone stays comfy.